Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day and a wonderful weekend. I want to say thank you to the Polkadot community for some awesome feedback in my last video. Deeply appreciate that. Got a pretty good sizable amount of views, and that all comes from just hitting the like button, commenting below. Really appreciate that. We do have a bit of a bearish sign here. This is not exact by any stretch, folks, and we're going to analyze to make sure that it isn't, because again, you never trade specifically on patterns alone. But when you see something like this, it's usually construed as a type of, it could be looked at a pennant pattern, but it also kind of has the makings of a, depending on, again, how you look at it, it could look a lot like a rising wedge too. So we'll look at the charts and confirm. Again, never trade solely on patterns because these patterns can shift and change. But I would say the more likelihood of breaking up is higher based on the way that it's shaped. So just throwing it out there. But once more, let's double check a few things in the back and kind of see where we're at. We have to hope that Bitcoin's bottomed out. And if it is, then this coin has tremendous potential to increase. So we're just going to go ahead and pull up some backend data here, kind of go from there and see what that tells us. And if you are new to the channel, folks, I've got a Trading Academy community signals group. If you want to join on up, feel free to check that out, link down below. I also post our playout charts in our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord as a result of analyzing the charts. So if you're not sure what my thoughts are on this coin, check out my Twitter, Telegram, or Discord, and I'll have a playout chart there listed for you so you can kind of see, how I summarize the video in a chart format. Okay, so let's look at the last 7 days on the left-hand side. That is the liquidation levels, and we can kind of see here if we just kind of look at heavy concentrations. The heaviest concentrations we have to the downside is around $8.70, so $7.80 to $8 has that heavy concentration. You could even say as low as $7.60 to $8 is that range. Locally here, a little closer, we can see this $8.35 to $8.20 is also a place in which people could have a really bad day. So just keep in mind, there's a lot of liquidation closer to the price action of the downside, therefore implying the price could pull back. There's obviously liquidation above the price between $9.40 and $10. It's kind of sporadic, but just know that we're kind of in the middle of a unique range, but we're closer to the lower side of it, implying we may see a sweep of that lower level. We can see here, however, the delta is starting to average itself out here nicely. This isn't too out of the ordinary. This is actually a very good sign. We like to see this, mainly because it shows that we're more bullish than bearish. So I wouldn't want to propose at this point that you ever consider a short with this coin, seeing how strong it is. However, what you would rather consider is a long at some of these levels versus taking a short to those levels, right? So the much safer play would be a long at $8.30 or a long at $8 or a long at $7.80 versus taking a short to that level. Again, Bitcoin is looking like it wants to continue to pull back. We might see that. But to err on the side of caution, in a bullish uptrend, you generally don't want to short into it, okay? $9 here is that area of local open interest, and secondary to that is $9.70. Look at this. This amazes me how many people will take late longs here. Anytime the price is running like this, folks, you can take longs, don't get me wrong, but you got to move your stop loss up as the profit goes higher. Like if you're literally in a high leverage trade at 970, you're doing it wrong. Actually, you wouldn't be in a high leverage trade because you'd be liquidated by now. But the truth is, had you taken that long there, you should have had a stop loss close if it's high leverage. If it's low leverage, you may be able to survive these ebbs and flows, but that's a pretty significant margin. Either way you look at it, take trades with confirmation. Don't just buy a coin that's running. While that can be successful in some cases, it's really not in most cases. Again, lately, last Friday, that would have worked just fine. You could have thrown anything at a wall and it would have stuck on Friday. Today's that different type of trading day here. Bitcoin's kind of normalizing in the 93 to 95K range. Bitcoin dominance is decreasing, oddly enough, while alts are pulling back. That means money's going into stable coins and waiting to buy the dip, okay? So you do want to avoid that if you can. Anyways, let's look at the weekly just to quickly clarify here. We had a significant week last week with Polkadot. Ultimately, we're above all moving averages. Everything here is looking pretty good. We're getting closer to a stochastic swing down, but that doesn't mean too much. Money flow index is high. We have a lot of sustainability here. Folks, again, when you have this much volume flowing in, the probability of it coming down to the $4, $5, $6, even $7 range is pretty low. Just know that there's some shifts in momentum that could be occurring for Bitcoin. If so, Polkadot may follow suit. We're going to look at the correlation between those two coins here soon, but for the moment, what we want to look at on the daily is just to verify everything's fully bullish, which it is. We're over 70 on the RSI, generally construed as a don't sell your long position until it comes a little bit lower. Not the price, but the RSI itself. Again, that's a conservative way to trade. I'm not recommending you wait. I would have, hindsight's 20/20, but I would have said to take profit by now, honestly. If you're like super greedy at $5 and you got like a medium leverage trade in play right now, you're over 100% return. What the hell are you doing? You're going to let that go down to 10, 15% and get eaten up on fees? The longer you hold those trades open, the worse it gets, folks. So don't get greedy in this market. You'll see some people posting online how awesome they are with finding like an exact entry and they're still holding open and telling you to hold. But they're probably just raging idiots and they trade emotionally and they probably got lucky in that trade. Again, there's a little bit of luck involved with trading, don't get me wrong. But if you are trading with luck, that's a 50-50%, like a 50-50 shot. Why the hell are you going to take a 50-50 chance when you can increase your odds by utilizing the things that we look at in the charts daily? I don't know. It makes no sense to me, but that's what sells nowadays, folks. That's what those banners you click on that are FOMO and all that crap. It's just going to sell. Anyways, conversation for another day. Let's take a look here at the 4-hour time frame. We can see we're still above the 20-day SMA, basically just implying that we're good on this trend here still. Okay, there's no reason to consider again securing profits, even though I told you previously that it would have made sense to secure profits when you have over 100% return. That's just greedy 101 or whatever you want to call it. Market makers will eventually correct things. This coin still has strong propensity to go higher though. That's what the charts are telling us. However, from a conservative standpoint, being somebody that likes to secure profits often, I'm going to recommend you take those profits regardless. Okay. Or here's the thing, what do you know? What if you moved your stop loss a little higher to this next key level support? And maybe if the price does pull back, you get stopped out, you still walk away in the green. How about that? Try that maybe. That's a good medium. Anyways, conversations like that I have consistently with myself in these videos, so I hope you find benefit. I'm going to update our playout chart here too, of course. Keep in mind, these previous fib levels are from more of a macro perspective. So we are traveling within that 0.618 fib level, that golden pocket. There's going to be a lot of resistance in that range normally. Okay. But again, I'll post a playout chart here shortly. I'll post that on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord so you can see it. But 4-hour time frame, we're over 50 on the RSI, still generally construed as a bullish sign. Money flow index is still above that, even though it's pulling back, it's still in decent shape. Stochastic's pulling down for the second time, implying further downside is likely. So I wouldn't be surprised if we retest the 780 mark to sweep either A, the levels of liquidation, or to B, just follow concurrent here with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is exuding some significant bearish behavior. Okay, I think we're going to lose this range here and potentially continue lower to this 93 to 94K range. If that happens, then I feel personally that Polkadot will probably drop its bottom. Okay, and its bottom right now, just so you know, is tentatively at about 820. Okay, so I'm just going to put that out there so you can kind of see that. And again, this is not an exact science here, but based on this candle wick, we are still in this type of descending trend. I know it sounds weird to say, but definitely not in a perfect place. Okay, so again, this is just some spitballs here. I'll clean up the charts. I'll post that here shortly. But there's a lot more liquidation on the downside closer to the price action right now. Polkadot very well could lose its bottom. If so, it'll probably be just like an aggressive wick down and it'll recover quickly. Again, I'm saying that solely based on the fact that we have a lot of liquidation on the downside here and that Bitcoin's on its way down. No matter how strong a coin is, liquidation events occur frequently. Last but not least here, let's just double check this Ichimoku cloud on the hourly. We're within the cloud, testing the lower lead. That's still a support, but it's like the last line of support. The lagging span is within the price action, generally construed as a no buy zone. Conversion lines below the baseline also lost momentum. The only thing we have going for us is this 860 point of control. We can close above that today, we might be in good shape. Okay, so again, something like this requires patience. You have to be able to wait out to see what happens with the price action first. Trying to just buy the bottom because it's a bottom is a terrible idea. So please, folks, pump the brakes. It's okay to miss an opportunity or two. We'll find the next one. For right now, we got to let Bitcoin stabilize, and trading altcoins at the upside right now is generally unfavorable, even if it's a strong coin like this. Okay, those are my 2 cents. Make sure you check out Bitunix, folks. 60K prize pool this month, 4 more days to qualify. We're going to have a new one next month, the month after. So just use my link. You'll be automatically eligible for all those. No KYC or VPN required exchange. Top 20 contestants receive a pretty sizable amount. Imagine that just being like the number 20, you get $1,200. That's not too bad. Anyways, thanks again, Bitunix, for an awesome opportunity for our members. I'll post a playout chart here shortly on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. We'll see you in the next one, folks. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.